Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Year 11. That year was a roller coaster ride. There's no sugarcoating it. And I'm actually kind of nervous to make this video and talk about year 11 because I never want to talk about it again. Like, it was actually stress. But I want to help you guys. So we're going to talk about 11 things that you need to do before you start year 11 so that it can become a little bit less stressful and a little bit less of a roller coaster ride as it was for me. So let's get into the video.
Year 11.
Step 1, tip number 1, the first thing that you need to do before you start year 11 is
Number 1.
reflect on year 10. Whenever I hear people telling me to reflect on stuff, I'm literally like, just leave me alone, because I don't really like reflecting. I don't really like looking back. I just want to focus on ahead. But the point is that if you want to really slay year 11, if you want to be the best person and student that you can be during this year, you need to reflect on year 10. You need to know what went well, what do I need to continue doing or do more of, and what didn't go so well. What do I need to completely scrap? What study habits or note-taking habits that I have that weren't really for me and I need to stop doing them? What I really want you to do is, even you probably had mocks or, you've had topic tests throughout the year, look at those. See which tests did I actually do well in, and what were my revision habits before that test? Was it that I took notes a week or two before and I was just constantly revising, or is it that you're better, like me, at cramming, for example? Really just reflect on your 10 and know what went well, know what didn't, know what you want to carry on with, and know what you want to scrap and never see again. So that is number 1.
Number 2.
Step number 2. Tip number 2 is to make your goals. Now, basically everyone makes New Year's resolutions. Okay, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people make New Year's resolutions and most people don't stick to them. And that is just the way of life. Like, that is literally just humanity. But most of us don't make academic year goals for the new academic year. And I think that's a really important habit that you should do. Obviously they're long-term goals, so maybe make 3 or 5. You don't need a huge amount, but you want to be the person who has goals, who knows what they want to accomplish, who knows why they're going to school every day, and is actually following this kind of step and habit and this journey to get to the final goal. If you don't have goals, you're literally just going to be like flapping around in the storm, in the wind that is year 11, and you're just going to be following everyone else's goals. You need to know what you want to accomplish. You need to know what is actually on your kind of vision board for success. You need to know what grades you're actually aiming for. You need to know all of this stuff, and so you can actually accomplish it. You can't know, like, you can't succeed unless you know where you're going. The Bible even says the people without vision, they perish. So if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a goal, if you don't know where you're going, where are you going? Set some goals. I also want to mention that you need to have realistic goals, because one of the goals that I had in the beginning of year 11 was that I was supposed to write a history essay every 2 weeks, and it wasn't supposed to be like for homework. It was supposed to be my own, find the textbook, find a practice essay, do it, and ask my teacher to mark it. And I didn't do that because I was stressed out as it was. Like, there was enough work and enough revision for me to do without adding more. But during study leave and during exam season, like kind of a few weeks before the exams, I did write a few extra essays and ask my teacher to mark them, and for English as well, because I didn't really trust my exam technique and I wanted to get some one-on-one time with that. It wasn't realistic for me to say I'm going to write 52 extra essays throughout the year just for history. That wasn't realistic. I put my hands up. But I think that if you know that you need to focus on a specific subject, an appropriate goal would be like, maybe once a month, I'm going to ask my teacher to go through some questions that I didn't understand. For example, for maths, maybe do a past paper, and for some of the questions that you got wrong, go to your teacher about them. I feel like that is an appropriate goal. Another thing that I want to also touch on, though, is that you can have, super unrealistic goals, but then you can have kind of hard to achieve goals that are going to be a bit difficult. But even if you don't reach the goal, even if you don't reach the I'm going to write a history essay every month, like one every half term, that's one more than everyone else is writing. Do you get what I mean? There's this quote that I can't really remember. It's kind of a cliche, but it's like, if you reach for the stars and you don't get to the stars, at least you'll land on the moon, or something like that. You get the premise though. Like, if your goal is here, okay, and you don't reach that goal, you reach here, you tried your best, you tried your best. Everyone else is down here, honey. Everyone else is down here, and you're here instead of here. And really, you're doing yourself a favor by setting goals that you know are hard. Maybe they're not super unrealistic, but you know you're gonna have to put in a little bit of extra work to get those 10 9s or get those 10 7s or whatever grade you're trying to get. Even if you reach here and you get here, everyone else is here. So yeah, that is number 2. Set your goals. Know what you want to accomplish. Actually sit down. It literally doesn't take long, 5 to 10 minutes, and think, what I want to get out this year. It could even be like mental health goals. Like, I want to go on a walk at least twice a week, and I want to, you know, actually look after myself and work out, or, you know, bake or do something. That can even be a goal. So yeah, number 2 is set your goals.
Number 3.
And number 3 is your mindset. One thing that I would actually recommend is, like, right now, write out like a list of why you're grateful for your education. Because during year 11, at least I'm speaking for me, I kind of resented school for a bit, because I was like, GCSEs are literally like fake. Like, why am I doing them? They don't matter, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, they do matter. And it's really important to know your why, right? It's really important to know why you're doing stuff. And that's kind of similar to step 2 about making your goals. But it's also like, you need to know why you're walking into school every day and why you're actually going to listen in this class. Because a lot of times you can just be in school and you're not even actually trying to learn. The point is, you need to sort out your mindset. You need to know why you're here and why you're going to actually work hard and why you actually got this in the bag. Like, sometimes you just have to fake it till you make it. Sometimes you have to tell yourself that you're getting those 9s even though you're not. And sometimes you just have to, you know, be your own hyperman, be your own cheerleader. Be like, hey girl, like in the mirror in the morning, be like, you've got this. You've actually got this. Because school is not that impossible, because hundreds of people before me have done their GCSEs and they're still alive. Like, I'm a testament to that you can do this, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. Please. So yeah, that's number 3, which is the mindset tip. Number 4, these are more like actual study tips that are going to help you in year 11. And number 4 is
Number 4.
sort out your workspace, organise your office or your bedroom or wherever you're going to be working. Actually find out where the nearest library is to you, or the nearest cafe or coffee shop that you're going to want to study in. Get yourself together. Like, actually sort out your workspace, clean your desk, buy new supplies, because when you've got nice stationery and when you've got a clean desk, you're more likely going to work and work well and work longer. Also, start habits now. Like, when you get home from school, I would suggest, which I didn't really do that much, but I would suggest for you, so when you get home, clean your desk, or before you go to sleep, clean your desk, so that when you actually need to sit down and study, it's not this long hassle and you don't even have any space to put your book at this point, because like there's just clutter everywhere. Just sort out your workspace.
5.
Tip number 5 is find your specifications. Spec points are actually my best friend. Like, the specification is your best friend. You better love it. You better get to know it, because it literally outlines everything. And I actually want to do a video on like literally why specification points are beautiful. But I'm going to tell you a secret. Okay, sometimes at school, teachers beat around the bush a bit. They try and give you a little bit of extra context. They try to give you a bit of extra information. Like, at my school, I'm really privileged to go to an amazing school, but the teachers would sometimes be teaching us like A-level stuff, and they'd be like, oh, this is really useful, like A-level. And I'd be like, me personally, I don't need to be learning physics A-level. Like, I'm not saying my physics teacher did this, but like some people did, and I'm trying to be inconspicuous, but sometimes the stuff that we learn at school, not all of it is on the spec. So it was so freeing for me to look at the spec point, and it literally tells you everything you're going to be tested on, or everything you could be tested on, possibly, that's on the course. Spec points are beautiful. Print them out, highlight them, look at them, revise from them. They're perfect. Okay, just go on Google. And step number 6.
Number 6.
Please make some notes. Sort out your notes. Find your folders. Make sure everything's organized and in check, because year 11 starts like this. Boom, like no one gives you a little like, you know, gonna ease you in. It's literally first day and you're crying. No, you're not. In Jesus' name. Just make sure you're organized. Just kind of get yourself together. Buy your paper or flashcards, whatever you're gonna use, your pens, your highlighters, and also this is the time to experiment with what note-taking ways that you take notes work for you. So for me, I would get the spec, I would get my class notes, I would get my CGP book. Shout out to CGP, best ever. I would get like physics and math tutor. I would literally get every single resource I had on this topic, and I would have like a million tabs open on Google, like any YouTube video I could find, and I would like go on each spec point and I'd use the spec point as like a question and I'd answer it in my notes. And so I'd have loads of different headings for all the different spec points, and honestly my notes are beautiful. If you want to buy them, like comment down below, because I will be selling my notes. They're actually stunning. But that was a note-taking habit that worked for me. I would basically use every single resource and then summarize it and condense it into my own notes, answering the spec point. You just need to work out how you want to take notes and what works for you, because if it doesn't work for you, why are you doing it? Period. Yeah, make your notes.
7.
And step number, are we on 7? That's kind of similar. Step number 7 is kind of similar to what I just said, but it is the simple step that you need to do, which is learn how you learn. Study how you study. You need to know, what kind of learner are you? Are you a visual learner? Are you an auditory learner? Are you like, what kind of learner are you? Please find out, because for me, I think I'm quite a visual and an auditory learner. I remember when I was doing the 11 plus, I used to have this like, I don't know what it's called, but like audio recorder that I would just hold it. And I just used to speak into it like vocabulary words and their meanings, because I don't know, 11 plus was actually like a bit traumatic. On like car journeys, I would literally listen to it, and I promise I'm not like crazy. I promise. But that's what I used to do. And it worked. I wouldn't see the words in front of me, but I would hear them, and I don't know, my brain just kind of soaked it all in. So I'm an auditory learner, but I'm also a visual learner. So for GCSEs, my best friend was YouTube. Are you joking? Like, there are so many amazing channels that I would really recommend. GCSE Maths Tutor, I can't actually remember them. I'll link them down below. Hazel, Science with Hazel. There was also a chemistry teacher. I'll link them down below. But like all those YouTube channels, literally my best friend, Mr. Everything English, you joking? Mr. Salas. There was also a history one. Like, there were so many good YouTube channels, and that was what I used to revise. So please, learn how you learn. A lot of, you know, tips will be circulating around the year. Oh, I do this, I do that. But at the end of the day, when you have mocks or when you actually have exams, you need to just sit down and know, okay, this is how my brain works. I don't want to do 5 hours of revision. I want to do 1 hour. So how effective can I be with that 1 hour? So that's it. That is step number 7. And step number 8.
Number 8.
A huge tip that everyone keeps on saying online is motivation is way less important than discipline. Okay, motivation comes and goes. You have it after watching one YouTube video or seeing something on Pinterest or making a vision board or like speaking to your older cousin who got like 29s and is an amazing, you know, student, and then it goes the next day or the next hour, right? Discipline is what will keep you waking up and getting to school on time and revising every day or every weekend or however often you need to revise to get the grades. Discipline is way more important.
9.
Number 9, find your thing. So this is basically just about your hobbies. Like, find something that you really enjoy, that is really like de-stressing for you, so you can come back to it during your 11 and during exam season. For me, I had kind of a lot of things. I really like to exercise and work out. I'm not like a gym girl, but I sometimes am, and I really like doing running or like literally any sport. Like, endorphins are actually beautiful, and I would even do swimming and stuff to really de-stress myself. So if that's your thing, literally find your thing. Know what you're going to come back to when you're really stressed out. Also music, but find your thing. Okay, find your hobby. Oh, for me it was actually cooking. I would come home from school and I would just want to cook because that was kind of therapeutic for me. So please find your thing. That is step number 9. Number 10, the step that I want you to take, the 10th one that I want you to do before you start year 11 is to pray. Okay, I said it.
Number 10.
You need to pray, guys, please, I beg you, because year 11 is not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It is not a joke. I'm sad. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. So we need the hand of God. So yeah, I encourage you guys to pray. God has you. God has your back. You got this. But yeah, just please pray. Like, I'm sorry. It's not even a joke. And number 11. Number 11 is kind of cheeky, I'm sorry, but subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be putting out the best study content you've ever seen. I think these tips were kind of good. If you have any other tips that you want to share with our community, please let me know in the comments down below. We need to help each other. You know, I just wish you all the best of luck, all the best blessings for year 11. Maybe you're even starting year 10, you just want to get ahead of the game. But please, I beg you, just follow these tips and actually know that you've got this. Like, don't play into all the fears and the stresses that are going around in the year. Obviously, you're going to be stressed at some point. It's going to be hard. But if you tell yourself you got this, you got this. Remember, fake it till you make it. Work as hard as you can. Don't burn yourself out this early though. Like, I don't want anyone like working and revising September the 1st and like crying because 10 days later they're like so tired and burnt out. Like, wait till study leave to actually push yourself. I would say Easter. So for the first time you can kind of sit back and relax. But yeah, I just wish you guys all the best of luck. Please like and subscribe. Please share with your friends if you think it would help them. Share with your mom, your dad, anyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.